Yeah, so I will try to be brief in the last one. So I'm here to present WIQD. It's a Dutch network system for women in quantum development. I'm Garazi. I'm a PhD candidate in QSoft at the University of Amsterdam, and I've been an organizing committee member of WIQD for the past couple of years. So what is WIQD? It's not meant to be an activist group. It's more a professional network for quantum in the Netherlands. And here we really want to connect people from academia, but which is like mostly we're more used to these sort of things, but also to put them in contact with people from industry and also policy making in the Netherlands. And like the overall mission of WIQD is that, as we all know, there is a lack of gender diversity in science in general, especially in technology and quantum. So we aim that perhaps by having these sort of networks for women to connect with each other, we will manage to retain some of these workflows that maybe comes to bachelors, but then, as we know, it leaks through the career. And we are focused also in the Netherlands physically, because we want this connection to happen like in a physical level, but indeed, we are now slowly trying to also expand, perhaps not like actively doing it, but we get contacted as also by people from all around the world. So seeing what we can do for them without losing the focus of the Netherlands. So who is WIQD? We have a steering committee. We have first advisory committee whose role is to sort of check that we are doing all right and give some suggestions. And then we have a steering committee that now comprises of 6 people. It has expanded quite a lot in the last years. We have Romana from the University of Groningen in the north of the Netherlands, Julia, who I believe will also give a talk tomorrow from Leiden University, then Stacy from QSoft and CWI, Ingrid in QTech in the southwest of the Netherlands, and QWorld, which is a startup also located in Delft, Del Argaban in the University of Amsterdam, and Lisa, which is a cryptographer in CWI. So the role of the steering committee is to basically get funding for our group, but also have some long-term planning of the goals and the mission of WIQD and making sure that everything works. And then the organizing committee, which I'm part of, it's what makes activities run through the year. So this is me. This is the organizing committee in the last year's annual symposium with Judith as the program manager of WIQD, Stacy and Julia, who founded WIQD, and then Matilde is our secretary. Here we have Rima, Vandana. And then this year we have had some additions for the organizing committee, which is Tarin, Kash, and Alicio. As you see, we are a lot of people working on it because there is a lot of work to do. So what we do in WIQD mainly is like organize activities so people can come together. And when we mean by people, we don't really have a membership or like any sort of like payment system or anything. It's just we organize events that are free and open to the public. And we are in contact with all the main universities across the Netherlands. And then we invite and hope that the word spreads. So currently we have around 200 followers on Instagram. We have most followers on LinkedIn. As you see, we have like double. This is because our like committee of PR is very good in LinkedIn. And then we have the newsletter, which we send every month with the activities that are happening, not only on WIQD, but also like that we are aware of in the Netherlands, with some suggestions of articles or book to read, some job offers. So that's like a very good way of knowing what's happening in quantum in the Netherlands. And then we have a Slack group, which is not very active, but the idea was that we will have a place for people to be able to discuss different topics. We must say that this part is not really working. What's really working more is the events that we organize for people to meet. So we have 3 types of events. We have monthly inspirational talks, which we host online so that everybody can join. As I said, our main focus is the Netherlands, but the inspirational talks are hosted every month on a Tuesday at between 4 and 5, depending on the availability of the people. And yeah, we have had participants from all around the world, but usually this is around 15, 20 people join our online events. Then we have quarterly physical events, which are hosted in different institutions. So like, as I said, the Netherlands is not very big, but WIQD, like once you are spread across the country, it can get a bit difficult. So we switch our quarterly events from Amsterdam to Delft to Eindhoven to host them. And then we finally have like this annual symposium, which is meant for being like one gathering point for all the women in the community. And we have so far had 2 annual symposiums, both in Amsterdam. Yeah. So the monthly inspirational talks, I will go a little bit more deeply what these are about. It started just as the members of the community to get to know each other. But then, yeah, we started expanding, and we started to also call people that we were inspired by to see if they could explain us how their career developed, also as a way to know like how they went through their hardships, but they still continued in like quantum, and what made them stay, so we can like help each other and be inspired. We've had some like recent tenure trackers who explain how they set up a group, like Rian from Eindhoven. We had more senior people who told us a more general perspective of their career and what they think they would have done differently, or what things they think had helped. Then Victoria had just jumped from research to a more managerial role. So it was an interesting discussion also like this. How do you choose to continue in academia or go to industry? These sort of reflections. We had Tanya, which is also a very renowned senior researcher, a cryptographer in Eindhoven, and Margriet, who gave us a wonderful explanation on science communication. She also works for the Dutch newspaper, and she has written a lot of articles on women in science. But we've also had many other inspiring talks. But these are meant to be like a small group, so we can all feel like a little bit more vulnerable and can like discuss the problems, and are also open just with pre-registration. So if anyone wants to join, it's Amsterdam time in the afternoon. Then we have the second type of events, as I said, which are quarterly events. These are meant, so like when you are trying to create community, if you only do it online, sometimes people don't feel very accountable, and it's not very easy to have one-on-one conversations. So these events are meant for people to have more like break rooms to be together, but then as an excuse to meet, because we have like quantum people in software, but also hardware in the south, and like different parts of the country are doing different things. So we started with a bit personal development type of workshops with self-sabotage to self-esteem with Hannah Boomer. People really liked it, but then we thought, well, like in a way, WIQD is meant for women as a gathering space, but we are not going to achieve any sort of gender equality if we don't involve like all genders in the discussions. So we had this other workshop a bit later last year called Engaging Men as Allies to Women in the Workplace with Robert Bakker, which was also really successful, and people really enjoyed like shared spaces for all genders to discuss in a safe way. What can we do? What are the struggles we see? And then last month, we organized a Wikipedia editathon with Wikipedia themselves. Well, it's an organization without a leader, but sort of like some volunteers came and explained to us. And the idea was like, well, with this, trying to increase the representation of women on science, we could also just write their biographies ourselves. And we had an introductory session of how to do this. And it was really nice. So it's sort of this hands-on, let's take like this equality, let's do ourselves what we can do. And I think it's going well. But then finally, like the biggest event that WIQD organizes per year is this annual symposium, which happens once per year, as it says. These are some pictures I took from last year. We had Eleni from France give a talk on quantum cryptography. We also had Barbara Terhal explain a bit the history of quantum information, or how she has seen it like the field change. We had Emma from Women Inc., which gave some statistics of the situation of women in the Netherlands in general. And then we had a lot of workshops in small groups to like discuss different topics, learn how to make your profile on LinkedIn, or don't do stereotyping. And continuing this, this year we are also going to have an annual symposium, which is going to happen on June 3rd in 2 weeks, I believe. It's a whole day event. We also have a lot of speakers. Everybody is welcome to come. It happens in Amsterdam. This year we changed a bit the format because indeed, like sometimes we struggle to make industry show up to our events. Also because the women working in industry, this is part of like their working hours. So we decided to have a couple of hours for industry to present themselves and ask them also to have a workshop in how to hire a diverse team and manage to get some inclusive environment for the gender minorities in their group. So we are really looking forward to it. If anyone wants to join, you can register through WIQD.nl. You can also find way more information about our group there. And if you have suggestions or you want to do something with us, you can always contact WIQD. We are a small organization of volunteers and always looking to connecting with more groups so we can, go together with this goal. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, thank you very much. Is there any question? Yes, sir.
Hi, so congratulations for this. This is really important and impressive. I don't have a question, I have a comment. So in the European program, the so-called quantum flagship, there's actually a concern and a work group regarding equality, diversity, and inclusion. I don't know if you are in touch with those people. I can put you in touch if you want. I think they, in case you're not in touch, I'm sure they would really not only appreciate all the work you're doing, but also try to connect and see how to reproduce these great, example and good practices around Europe.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'm not sure, like we are being financed by the Quantum Delta program, which is the Dutch foundation for,
I know.
And I assume we are in their package for gender diversity, but I'm not sure how this aligns with the European projects. But yeah, it would be nice if we can be in contact through our email.
Yeah, so also, besides that, the coordination of this European program, the Quantum Flagship, is also trying to establish a network of representatives from different countries around Europe to complement this work of this team on EDI that I mentioned. And so I guess maybe Freke Einman from the Quantum Delta, she was asked at some point for, indicating a Dutch contact person on this topic. So you may want to also see with her if this would make sense for you guys to be connected that way.
Okay, we are in contact with her, so I will ask about it. Yeah, thank you.
If Abu or someone else from the organizers can please put us in touch by email, I'll be very happy to then put you in touch with this team. And congratulations once again. This is very impressive.
Okay, I will do it. Any other question? I have one, Garazi. I mean, I know you are very small community, but you have already several experience, and also it's like on-site small, maybe more effective. We've seen like thousands of people now in several presentations. If someone, let's say, establishes a similar group or just use similar experience, I mean, do you have enough capacity to support such people? Or another way, I know some of your founders already writing some guidelines about, for example, how to organize a conference on theoretical computer science, etc. Is there such idea? Maybe again, some paper or some technical report can be written by your group, and maybe it can be even easier to share all this. I don't know.
Yeah, so like indeed the biggest problem here is we have a lot of dreams, but then the amount of people, like we do all this as like next to our research of next to our work, right? So it takes like a lot of effort. We are working on trying to write like a manifesto that can be as a guiding tool for companies or groups that want to have diversity in their groups. But yeah, I don't know, like indeed, if someone, we are aware of other people that are also trying to have similar things, and we always try to have meetings with them at least to discuss like different ways of doing. So in that case, if anyone here is interested, I think we have really managed focusing in the Netherlands to do a good work.
Okay. I mean, we would be happy to work with your group. I even talk. We had Stacy last year also invited speaker. She said also probably we can talk later, but I know also people are busy. So yeah, maybe at some point. Is there any other question?
It's a good way of contacting us to go to the contact, because now we actually have one person who is on payslip to coordinate the group as a project manager. So we will reply to the emails quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.